Marcellus Williams, whose murder conviction was questioned by a prosecutor, died by lethal injection Tuesday evening in Missouri after the U.S. Supreme Court denied a stay. The court offered no explanation for its decision, which is common for cases on its emergency docket. There were no noted dissents in two of Williams' appeals. In a third, Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan and Ketanji Brown Jackson said they would have granted the request to pause the execution. The 55-year-old is set to be executed by lethal injection at 6 p.m. Central Time at the state prison in Bonne Terre. The U.S. Supreme Court's action came a day after Missouri's Supreme Court and governor refused to grant a stay of execution. Williams' attorneys filed a flurry of appeal efforts based on what they describe as new evidence, including alleged bias in jury selection and contamination of the murder weapon prior to trial. The victim's family had asked the inmate be spared death. Tonight, Missouri will execute an innocent man, and they will do it even though the prosecutor doesn't want him to be executed. The jurors who sentenced him to death don't want him executed, and the victims themselves don't want him to be executed, one of Williams' attorneys, Tricia Rojo Bushnell, told CNN's Jake Tapper. We have a system that values finality over fairness, and this is the result that we will get from that. The decision came just moments before Bushnell's interview with Tapper. T is news to all of us, and I think that it should be a shame to all of us that we have a system that will let a man be executed in spite of all of this. Really is not a system of justice, the attorney said, adding that members of Williams' legal team, as well as his family, will be with him ahead of the execution. Williams was convicted in 2001 of killing Felicia Gale, a former newspaper reporter found stabbed to death in her home in 1998. Recently, the top prosecutor in St. Louis County joined Williams' attorneys in asking for the conviction to be overturned after new testimony from the 2001 trial prosecutor and recent DNA testing showing evidence contamination. The case highlights the issue of potentially putting an innocent person to death, an inherent risk of capital punishment. At least 200 people sentenced to death since 1973 were later exonerated, including 4 in Missouri,